I love James Wan. I mean, the guy is brilliant. You know, he's made so many amazing movies like Saw, Insidious, the Conjuring movies, Aquaman, freaking Aquaman. Like, I've talked about this movie arguably more than I've talked about most any other modern movie outside of maybe Paddington, since I recently fell in love with those movies. I talked about it on the first video I ever did in this YouTube channel, and I talked about it on an entire episode with Joey of Two Dudes, One Double Feature on our podcast with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Make no mistake, I love Aquaman. And it was actually that conversation that really sort of put me in the mood to want to watch James Wan's movies again and sort of reintroduce myself to him as a filmmaker. And I like to do this every now and then. However, I found myself in what I have dubbed a Brad Bird situation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Context with Dude One.
A Brad Bird situation is where you have a director who is established, well-known, has a certain specific type, style, maybe even genre of movie that they're known for, and at some point in their career, they decided to make a random entry within a major franchise. Not a beginning or an end, something random in the middle. Typically, this is looked at as a great opportunity because you can say with Taika Waititi, watch his other movies, and then, if you've never seen the MCU, binge those films until you get to his movie, and if you like him enough, go past. However, in the case of James Wan, it wasn't so much an opportunity as it was something that I really didn't want to do. Because James Wan directed Furious 7, which is, if you couldn't guess, the 7th film in the Fast and Furious franchise, or Fast Saga. So in this instance, I find myself in a bit of a pickle. Because again, I have zero interest to watch these movies. I mean, they seem nonsensical, like a bunch of car porn that I don't really care for. I don't care about a movie that just gives me car lingo and scantily clad women. You can have both of those things in a movie, and I could love the movie. It doesn't necessarily mean if that's all you're giving me, I'm going to like it. I'm sorry. It's not for me. I've seen the second one, which is even weirder because within a Brad Bird situation, specifically the Brad Bird situation, I watched Mission Impossible 2 before seeing the rest of them, and I had a great time watching those movies. But I just don't see how that will translate the exact same way if I watch the Fast and Furious movies. Because that second one, I'm sorry, it's garbage. And if the rest of the movies are like that one movie, then no thank you. No, I don't want to do it. But at the same time, I want to watch James's movies. James's movie? I want to watch his movies, so I should watch Furious 7, right? I mean, I should watch it. But do I watch it on its own without context, or do I bite the bullet and watch everything at least up to that point, which is a lot of fucking movies? Huh. Okay. If I decided to watch the Fast and the Furious films, binge the whole series at least up to that point, I imagine at least one of two outcomes. Complete and utter existential dread. The absolute trauma, almost depression from wasting so much precious time of my life binging these movies that gave me nothing but bullshit car lingo and scantily clad bikini women just all over the place. Like, give me at least some substance, man! Or, and this is arguably worse, a Fast Saga Superstan. The process is slow at first, but over time, I eventually just become Dom Toretto, Vin Diesel's character in these movies. But worst of all, I start becoming a massive consumer of Corona Extra and talking about his favorite goddamn topic: family. Yeah, no, fuck that. No, I'm not. No. I'm not dealing with that. I'm just going to watch the 7th movie, and that's it. You can't make me do anything else. I'm just watching Furious 7, okay? Okay, so I'm not even kidding you. I literally just finished watching Furious 7, and I went on HBO Max to find something else to watch, and then what do I see? Frickin' Fast and Furious 1 and 2. I don't personally believe in any sort of signs or fate or destiny or any of that nonsense, but this is a really strange coincidence because I have zero access to any of these other movies outside of Furious 7, and somehow it's, you know what, maybe it's just because there's so many goddamn streaming services now. I don't know. They're on there, and after watching Furious 7, I'm a smidge curious to see how it got to that point. I'm just going to sit and watch them. All right, I got the remote. Here we go. Everything everyone ever said about these movies is absolutely true. I'm 4 films in now. Car park conversations, bold bikini butt shots, everything is true. Why did I do this? Why did I open this can of worms? To spend time with Dom Toretto and Brian O'Connor? For a YouTube video? Over 5 hours of film, over 5 hours of my life I will never get back. Why? But you want to know the scariest part? I actually kind of liked some of it. Dear God, I actually liked some of it. Am I becoming him? Am I gonna be Dom Toretto? Drinking Coronas? And talking about family? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, please. Please don't let me be Dom. I'm Richard. I'm Richard. I am not Dom. I am not Dom! Oh, God. What have I done? That sucked. No, I can't say that sucked. There were things that I liked about these movies. Some things I liked a lot, even. I don't know how to start this. I mean, I'm calm now. I had a moment, but I'm calm now. And I think that's all that matters. Okay. If I can get specific, actually, it's really the first 2 movies that were just really, really difficult to get through. And if you like those movies, that's great, fine. I did not. I loathed them, if I'm being honest. The first one is literally just a bad ripoff of Point Break. Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves was replaced by Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, and then they took out surfboards and surfing and all the stuff with that, and then made it about cars and street racing, which in other instances probably would have been a cool setup if it wasn't just a ripoff of Point Break. And on that note, why couldn't we get a whole series of heist movies with surfers and whatnot? Where was that? We could have had Keanu and Swayze just going crazy. I mean, that could have been another great Keanu franchise. We could have had Bill and Ted, The Matrix, John Wick, and the Point Break franchise. I'm just spitballing. And then the second one, which I've seen before, is pretty much the epitome of what these movies are, which is a bunch of car nonsense and a bunch of scantily clad women. Like, I don't even remember what the plot was. I think Brian teamed up with Tyrese to I think they went undercover. Ava Mendes was there doing stuff. That one sucked. I hated that one. I hated it so much. Oh my God. I'm sorry if you like both of those movies. Again, I have no beef with you on that. I have a special hatred for them now, I think. And it's funny too because I remember all my friends who loved these movies saying how much they hated the third one because it had nothing to do with the previous characters like Dom Toretto and Brian O'Connor. Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember his fake name was Spilner, and his real name's O'Connor. Yeah, I think that's it. Most people I hear say they hate the third one the most, and if I'm being honest, that one is by far the best movie of those initial four. It's got at least somewhat of an interesting story and interesting characters. The racing is actually entertaining because the drifting stuff is a lot of fun, and the setting and some of the action stuff, like, I actually cared about what was going on. Sadly, though, when the fourth one came around, it was like, we're going back to the crap, but at least we're going to keep with this change away from what those first two movies were, which I personally thought were not good. I'm actually, after I'm done recording this, I'm getting ready to watch Fast 5, because that one I was always told, and obviously through reviews and just all the people who became fans of the Fast and Furious franchise later, this is the one they've said is like the game changer. This is like going back to the Mission Impossible comparison when we got to Mission Impossible 3, the J.J. Abrams one, and how that kind of started off a new trend, and like every movie since then has sort of followed that one movie, and that's kind of what Fast 5 is, I believe. It's the movie that went, okay, this is what worked about the previous four movies, so let's just throw that all together in this and get Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, throw him in there, let's have a bald, buff battle between him and Vin Diesel. I assume that's what's about to happen, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be somewhat upset. But I'm going to be even more upset, though, if... Oh, shit. Oh, did the battery die? My green light died. I liked my green light. You know what? Let's just make this one brighter. It doesn't look as good. Regardless, I'm getting ready to watch Fast 5. I was told this is the good one, so if it doesn't live up, I'm going to be pissed. And I only have one more movie before I get right back to Furious 7. Hopefully, it'll be all worth it. So, let's get it. I was going to film this outside, but it's just really windy. It looks nice out, though. Anyway, I did it. I got all the way to Furious 7, and I went to Fate of the Furious and Hobbs and Shaw, which I really didn't need to watch that one, but I did anyway. And if I'm being honest, I feel like I owe the Fast and the Furious franchise a bit of an apology. Because, you see, I try not to judge a movie before I see it, especially in this day and age with Rotten Tomatoes and social media and memes and whatnot. You know, I try to be fair to every movie. With exception, there are definitely some movies I'll just hate regardless if I see it or not. But with exception, I try to be fair to every movie. And if that is the case, then I am a massive hypocrite. Based on my one experience with Too Fast, Too Furious and word of mouth on social media and friends, I harshly judge these movies before watching any of them outside of that second one, and I was wrong. In fact, the only movies that are really fitting of the description most people would use is the first and the second one. Truthfully, though, once you get to the later films, especially when you go from 5 and on, this franchise changed. It evolved. It became something completely different. It still had a lot of the stuff you would expect to see in Fast and the Furious, but it became something akin to, like Mission Impossible, a stunt show. They became dumb, illogical, intense, ridiculous, cheesy, and very self-aware about it. Their main goal, their main reason for existing is to just take people away from the ridiculousness and awfulness they have in their daily lives and just have fun for 2 hours with Vin Diesel and his family. And I don't really see anything wrong with that. In fact, if this past year is any indication, I think we need more movies like that. I mean, ultimately, I just love movies that are self-aware of their own ridiculousness without pointing it out. Like that's something the MCU does all the time, and I've talked about this before. The Fast and Furious movies are very much that, self-aware, ridiculous movies that just embrace what they are and have fun with it, and that's probably why people like them as much as they do. So I gotta respect that. I mean, in a lot of ways, I think James Wan was kind of a perfect choice to follow up from Justin Lin on Furious 7, because that's what he does with movies. He looks at the genre he's working in, he looks at the character he's working with, and he says, okay, what's great about this character? Like, what was great about Aquaman, for example? He doesn't look at Aquaman and go, we need to fix all of this because people hate him. No, they say, he's great already, let's show them why. And I love that. I absolutely love that. Early on, when I was doing this whole binge, I said I thought I had 2 predictions for how this whole thing would play out, and neither of those things actually happened. I came very close to existential dread with those first 2 movies, but I didn't really ever come super close to Super Stan. But I can definitely say I honestly had a really good time with these movies. If they're on TV or someone's watching them, I might just chill and watch them because they're ridiculous, and sometimes you need that. To quote Willy Wonka, a little nonsense now and then is relished by the wisest man. Though technically I think that was a quote from something else that he quoted, but I don't know the source. I'm sorry. I'm just going off of Willy Wonka on that one. Oh, shit. Hold on. What time is it? Fuck. Okay. I'm so sorry about this. I gotta cut this short, but now that I'm fully vaccinated, I kind of want to go see a movie right now, so I'm gonna go to the theater and have a good time. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment what you think of the Fast and Furious franchise. What are your favorite ridiculous nonsense summer blockbuster type movies? And I'll see you guys another time. Bye-bye.